Cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
DFCRadio.com.
Talking about the Heavy T Road Show. Knowing someone better than your show. And everybody knowing this whole show. Yeah, 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 yeah. Talking about the Heavy T Road Show.
Yo, what is? Heavy T Grow Show right here on DFZ Radio. Así cerca de las 6. So close to 6 o'clock, about a half hour off. And that Farm to Table Cannabis show is just so fucking good. They need an extra 15, 20 minutes every fucking Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we should start coming in at 6:30.
And I gotta say, I really appreciate everyone bringing a torch and a rig to put on the table.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is this
Five torches.
a new world record for Chaz bangers on this table?
It is.
All the bangers are Chaz.
Does that nectar collector count?
Jeez. This is a convention. There's so many Chazes here, you would think it was a convention for guys named Charles. Hey, you're looking good, Black Market Cultivators. You're all shaved up.
Yeah, I got all cleaned up in case there's another catfish watching tonight.
You did get catfished, didn't you?
That's what they say. I thought she was a real person.
All right, well, calm down.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into it later.
We'll be talking about that in just a few. Let me introduce everyone that's here tonight. At the end of the table, blessing us once a month nowadays, we have Horty Chris, and you look cleaned up too, man.
He's all shaved.
Yeah, I had to shave. I was getting dry skin on my face from my dirty-ass gray beard that doesn't grow. So
Yeah, that was a pretty shitty beard.
I had to shave it off.
But you're looking good. You're looking fresh and so clean. Long hair.
Don't care.
How much will it cost for you to put that in a man bun?
It won't go into a man bun.
Let's hold him down and put it in a man bun.
Everybody's got a price. I mean, if we all put in $50, you're not man bunning it.
He's man bunning it. Oh, show.
$50.
We all put in 50. Now you've got
50 each.
Yeah, now you've got
That's
like
$300.
to wear a man bun the rest of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably give you a handy J for $500.
Well, Chris,
If you go from no man bun to all right, I'll give you a hand job.
speaking
I'd rather
of,
give you a hand job for $500 than put my hair in a man bun for $300.
last time you were here, Horty, it went down a little bit. The chin strap, the Cheese Wheeled Wizard song.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't think you were going to come back because Devin was so upset that
Well, he didn't want to try to fight me.
like he did everyone else that night. And
Right.
the next week,
I didn't try. I didn't try. I kept it cool. You guys know the magic word.
I'm not. Hey,
Say the magic word.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to fight him. Hawthorne makes my checks too.
oh man. Well, I'm glad you're here. And speaking of man buns, we have Will from Left Coast Wholesale.
Hey, how you doing today, man?
Pretty good, man. So we got a man bun. We got the guy with the vape right next to him. No vaping in studio, Will.
No
It's
vaping
illegal
right
in
now.
California. But we do have a needle exchange next door if you need to go over there and shoot up.
Ooh,
No straws, no vaping.
Will is actually here. He's from Left Coast Wholesale. Those are the people that distribute Rhizoflora, and we have an awesome interview with Will coming up, and Dr. David Zimes about their brand new product, Purpinator, man. You want to give us a sneak peek about what Purpinator is?
Yeah, so Purpinator is going to be the newest product from Rhizoflora. It's going to be a lot like Terpinator. It's going to give you some extra benefits, though. It'll help to bring out any kind of natural colors that are already occurring inside those strains. It's a really great product. We're really excited to bring it out for you guys.
I do.
They're called Strandivars.
It's not strain or strand. It's now or cultivar.
Cultivar, right.
It's
Pardon.
Strandivar. Strandivar.
That's the new word.
If I ever can afford a boat, I'm gonna name it Strandivar.
I'm gone a week and you guys make up words and shit.
That's it, Strandivar.
The strand of our boat.
We're going to be talking with you, but also we got the big brain over at Rhizoflora coming on, Dr. David Zimes. This dude, 28 years of experience researching plant physiology, microbiology. He's out in the field a lot of the times working hand in hand with different crops. He's the big brain behind all of these products like the Terpinator, the Purpinator, and the Garden Spray, and that's coming up at 7, so make sure that you tell everyone that wants to know more about these awesome products and how to get their weight up and how to get everything up to tune in, because we are going to be talking grow with Dr. Dave. And then, of course, the chin strap wizard, no cheese wheel in tow, bringing his girlfriend in. I'm sorry to your wife that you could just openly flaunt your girlfriend on air like this.
I'm sure that's gonna go over real well at home. Like,
Nothing. I can't win with her. I don't think.
she's like, so what did he mean? What did he mean by that? Like, what did Tyler really mean by that?
Hey, it's heavy tea on air.
She calls you Tyler.
Oh,
Yeah, she said.
She refuses to call me heavy
She
tea?
says your name in our sleep. Fucking Tyler. Fucking chin beard. Fucking shit.
It wouldn't be the first time it was said in your bed. Anyway,
He's quick. He's on one. He's on one.
I did my first beer, so I'm good. Wait, I
All right, so
start slowing down.
We're
with
getting
gas
on
and
lady.
beers.
So if your lady shaves her pussy in the shape of a chin beard, maybe you'll pay some attention to her.
Oh yes, I will.
No, she's going to make a face mask to go with your chin strap.
Okay, guys, check it out. We are here to talk grow. We're gonna take some calls, give out some free grow gear. Our peeps at Smart Pots, at Rhizoflora, Left Coast Wholesale. Our peeps at Green Pad Juniors. Green Pads, all of the Green Pads.
All of the green pads.
All of our sponsors. We are hooking you up fat tonight. And so call in 562-653-0707. And I think Will brought some of that new Purpinator too, didn't you, dude? To give out?
Yeah, absolutely. We brought some Purpinator, and I'm
Nice.
pretty sure we got some gear and stuff like that as well for people.
Oh, I did get a new Purpinator pin. I'm going to put
yeah.
that on my hat at the break.
Nice.
Let's start with Talk and Grow. We're going to the OC. We've got Kyle on the line here. Kyle.
Hey,
Hey, what's going on, brother?
not too much. Just getting ready to start a new cycle here, and I got some seeds and some clones, and I'm trying to finish them at the same height before I flower here, and I'm not sure if there's an optimum way to do this. I usually do a half and half.
Yeah, so good point, and you got the right mindset of trying, especially indoors, with the inverse square law, Horty, light dissipates. What is it? It's half every foot or something?
Every foot from the bulb, it's like half the output, and then another foot is half of whatever that is. So you're at 25%, 2 feet from the bulb. The biggest problem you're going to run into is usually seeds have more vigor than clones do. And depending on what
You've never seen turtle tech.
depending on what the strain or strandivars you're running, some of them will grow taller and lankier, some will be bushier and shorter. When you go to bloom, some of them will stretch more than others, and then some of them will take longer to flower than the others. So you're not going to be able to feed them all on the same schedule. You're going to have to kind of know when to feed each plant, and you're going to have to feed them differently. For instance, if you have a strandivar.
I don't know how you're saying strand of
If you have a strandivar that takes 8 weeks, you're going to start your bloom boosters like around week 4 or 5. But if you have something that takes 12 weeks, you might not start your heavy bloom boosters until later, like 7 or 8 weeks in. So if you were to hit those later strains with the bloom boosters too early, or those strandivars a little early, then they're going to finish quicker, and they're not going to reach their maximum potential. And on the flip side of that coin, if you don't give the bloom boosters to the things that finish earlier, they won't reach their full potential. So you're going to have to feed them differently. You probably want to space them, like keep plants that are similar in structure and growth time near each other. And What I can say is if one plant is growing bigger than the others, when you go to flip to bloom, just hack that plant back. Like give it a really big haircut, even if you're cutting off 6-10 inches plus to get it down to the same height as your other plants, or maybe even a little lower.
And cutting it, pruning it right, that increases the vigor of the plant. Horty, from doing the show and being a gardener for so long, a grower for so long, a lot of times you go into a shop or we'll talk to a listener. People are scared to fucking touch their plants. They're scared of my baby. What are you doing to my pruning and this is for you, Kyle, but all the listeners, a very healthy practice for your plants, right? Taking off excess foliage, cutting into the right size, shaping the plant how you want. You could also train it and using a scrog, a screen of green, where you put a trellis over it and you keep everything on the same level. And I don't know how big your grow is, but for smaller growers where you don't have a lot of different lights that you can accommodate different strandivars, then it's not ideal for pheno hunting or starting a bunch of seeds. You want a monocrop, dude.
And about the net, you could put the short plants, depending on your system, on another pot upside down. So if you got a 3-gallon pot, you put it on a 3-gallon pot, and it makes that short plant taller.
Was your brain just invaded by a Rockwell scientist? 'Cause that was the stupidest shit I ever heard.
Everybody's done it. You put another pot upside down, and it makes your short plant like a little higher up.
Hold on, Kyle. What were you saying, dude?
I was accepting those black market memes as a challenge.
Oh, yeah. Kyle likes his black market.
How big of an area do you have, and how many different strandivars are you trying to run this time?
I'm running 3 different strandivars right now, and I've got a 4x8 or 2 4x8 tents, 1 veg, 1 flower, 3 LEC 315s in there, and it seems to be doing pretty decent on the par meter.
Okay.
Or UMOL meter.
Do you know what the flower times of the 3 different strandivars are?
Yeah, they're within about 4 or 5 days of each other.
Okay, so they all claim to be
stretch.
like 8 week, 9 week, 10 weeks.
Whatever they are, they're
right.
close.
But and do they while they're vegging?
They're around 67 to 70 days.
Okay, that's not bad. And if are in the vegetative state, are they of similar structure, or are some of them bushier or lankier than the others?
I've got 9 clones, which are all very similar, and then I've got 2 different seeds that I've got going, splitting the other 9, and those are looking similar so far.
And are they growing at about the same rate?
Yeah, everything's moving at the same rate. The seeds are obviously growing slower than the clones, but that's why I'm not sure if there's a better way to advance one and slow down one.
Are the seeds like they're literally like okay? How tall are the clones?
They're about
from the top of the pot.
6 to 8 inches.
From the top of the pot, they're
the
6.
Seeds are 6 to 8 inches. The clones are about 6 to 10.
Okay, so they're pretty close. Probably
they're close, but not super.
As the seeds start to grow, like once they hit about a foot tall, they'll probably start to grow a little more robust. So you'll just want to keep an eye on them. And then another good tip is when you go into that bloom tent and you fill it up with plants, when 2/3 of the canopy from a bird's eye view from above, when 2/3 of that 4x8 area is full of plant material, leaves, branches, etc., that's a good time to go to bloom. Don't wait until the whole canopy is full and you can't see through it, because then once you flip to bloom, it's going to take another couple weeks that they'll basically be vegging, and they're going to start to stretch and try to overgrow and crowd each other. So a good time
I took your advice on that one last time, and it worked out great with the Sunday driver. I did the whole table on that.
Okay, do the same thing and do a trellis net and just train the stuff that's a little bit taller to be a little bit below it, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, and listen, we started off with the inverse square law, but that's for the listeners that didn't understand what we were talking about, is because when you have different strandivars, whether seed, clones, or whatever, they do grow at different rates and maybe have different needs. And if you have to raise the light to accommodate one of them, the other ones is going to fall further and further and further and further behind until that one's not even worth growing. You basically have a wasted place that is not going to produce. Put a plant in there, a similar structure, or do the training, the scrog, the trellis across the top, and bending and taking things down, just like that.
And maybe put your taller, more robust plants out around the edges with your shorter plants in the center, so that you don't have to raise the lights because they're growing right into the plants, and you have like short outside and a tall middle, like a mountain. you're better off with like a stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like where the outside, if it's going to be taller if some plants are going to be a little taller than the others, you'll want the ones on the outside edges to be taller and the smaller ones in the middle. And they'll also get more light, so they'll grow quicker and hopefully they'll catch up. But if they don't, you don't have to raise the light to accommodate the plants that are in the middle growing into the light with smaller, shorter plants on the outside edges and corners.
You
That
dig?
makes a lot of sense.
All right, my main man. Let's hook him up with something. What do you think, Will? Are we gonna send this man be a tester for the Purpinator?
Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and
love
get
to.
some out to him.
All right, we're gonna send you some of that Purpinator. Can you use some smart pots, Will?
I've already got some smart pots. I appreciate it, but I think another customer could use those.
All right, another caller.
Stand up caller.
Let's send him
right
some of the Terpinator, and for pest control, let's send him some of the garden spray.
We can absolutely do that. Yeah, we got that for you,
Well,
man.
Give him the left coast trifecta right there.
Yeah.
Bonus.
The garden spray is really great stuff, man. I think you're really
What is
going to
it?
enjoy it. It's
tell me
basically made out of essential oils and things like that. So you're looking at rosemary oil, sesame oil, citric acid. Basically, it's a suffocant, a desiccant. It's also going to repel for you as well. It's all organic, OMRI certified. It's a really great product.
Awesome. How often would you recommend spraying that?
I'd say probably about once a week. One of the big things about this product is that you're going to have zero re-entry time too. So you can go ahead and get your spray done right before your lights come on or whatever you need to do. Although we do suggest, make sure you're not going to do it when you have too much high heat or when your lights are going to be on for a longer period of time. But you're going to have zero re-entry time, so you can go right back to working on your grow once you sprayed. It's a really great product. Check it out, man.
All right,
Spray it once a
Thank you.
week, and
Appreciate
remember, an ounce of prevention is worth what?
25 pounds a key.
25.
Absolutely.
25.
All right, thanks for calling, Kyle. Tell everyone to stay
Thank you,
debt
guys.
free, brother. Stay tuned for
Right
the interview with
on.
Dr. Dave, too. Dr. Dave is a real smart guy. I'm kind of nervous to talk to him because I'm not very smart.
He's a nice guy. Don't worry about it.
He is. All right, 562-653-0707. That's the phone number. Call in just like Kyle did. And now, Horty's favorite, McLovin. What's up, McLovin? McLovin, you got to turn down your radio.
He's too busy to take a call and shit.
He can't believe he got on this quick. Hey, you are on, sucker. Wait, the
delay.
the delay. He'll be like, hello?
What?
There he is. What? You on?
Welcome to the Heavy Tea
Yeah.
Grow
what
Show.
up? So I got like this counterfeit 100 someone gave me the other day, and it's like, how much Purpinator can I get for that shit, and how do I get rid of it?
That's the awesome question. I like that.
Did you say counterfeit
Yeah,
100?
he's got a counterfeit 100. He wants to know how much
it's not real.
Purpinator
It's like
he
a
can get.
1990.
Basically,
bill. It's not like real.
what is
Just
it- what
put
is-
this shit to me? I'm like, whatever.
What is the price point and how many gallons with perp?
If you're, I don't know exactly how big your grow is going to be. A good start is, a liter is going to look at about $22, depending on where you shop at. Certain stores are going to have different prices
It's
and
in
things like.
Berkeley, so that shit's a lot.
Say that again.
It's in Berkeley, so that shit's a lot.
It's in Berkeley, so it's gotta be more than that.
All right, man.
Fucking hipsters, fucking hydro
my
store.
God.
Probably 25 there.
Hey, the way to get rid of that counterfeit 100 is go to one of those elotes carts or like a mango cart where they put the chili on there and just give it to that guy.
Elote or stripper?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I got like a pen. I'd just be like trying to pass them to people. I'd be like, put the pen. Look, it's real, bro.
You got it, McLovin.
Yeah, I mean, if it passes with the pen, it is real, man.
Yeah, you
got-
probably don't want to bring the pen with you though and be like, here, look, see, it's real. Just go toss it off
No,
on.
that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to tell you.
That's why they think it's counterfeit.
Okay, let's slow down. Rewind a little
Yeah,
bit, guys.
slow
Let
your
me
roll
rein
here.
it in.
All right,
Soy capitan.
mi casa.
Es su casa. McLovin, how the fuck did you get a counterfeit 100?
I'd just be getting them. Like, people just be sliding that shit. I'm like, I'll get rid of it. Fuck it.
That's some real shit.
Allegedly,
That's
allegedly.
a real answer.
All right, brother. We'll check it out. The Purpinator is very cost effective. You're gonna what's the dilution of 10 milliliters per gallon?
It depends on where you're going to be at during your actual flower stage. We're suggesting it's starting at about 5 to 10 milliliters per gallon. First couple weeks, and then you want to ramp it up to about 15 milliliters, and then that's going to be week 3 to 5 or so. And then once you're going to hit week like 6, 7, 8, you're going to want to be using about 25 to 30 milliliters.
Damn, dog. They can make it
Oh,
that
wow.
paper.
They were drinking that juice.
You better bring 2 fake hundreds.
That purple drink.
No, seriously though, I actually had a chance to use it, and I didn't get my hot little hands on it until I was about 5 weeks into bloom, and I just threw it in there. I already used Terpinator in all my recipes, whether greenhouse, outdoor, or indoor, and I was like, fuck, the Purpinator, I know this shit's got to be good if it's rolling with Rhizoflora.
Definitely.
So I threw that in there, and dude, so quick, like instantaneous. I come back the next day, and things that had a hue of purple in it, visibly, while it's on the plant, I could see purple being expressed more vividly.
That's pretty much what we're seeing all around.
But
you just need some runts bags.
But it pooped out, dude. It pooped out a bunch of resin and shit too. Like it's not just the color. It seems like it helped with the quality.
This is real.
Right.
I remember you telling me this off the show. That this is
All the shit on Heavy Tea is
saying.
real big
Like-
Jack cultivator.
This is real. Like it made it super purple, and ooze started coming out. You're saying,
Yeah,
Totally.
And then I saw the master broker, and she gave me 38.
man, she does not give me that.
And so that goes back to the same way that it's used. It does everything the Terpinator does, but it also enhances natural characteristics.
I don't think it's the same thing though.
So there is some slight differences there. There's going to be some slight differences with some of the available ingredients and whatnot for you. However, it's those changes are going to be for the color change. All of the other ingredients that we use in Terpinator are going to be available as well for you.
So you could add them both, and then there's not redundancy in it. Like it's not my point. It's not either or.
Right, exactly. You can basically do either and you can do both, right? I've heard had a lot of people asking whether they should use them together. My thought process is that if you want to go for those purple colors and things like that, use the Purpinator, because like you mentioned, it can things can add up in the bank account for you when you're doing these kinds of things.
But the extreme dosage rate on that,
When
like the
I
high
put my
dosage rate,
Purpinator
is
in my
very
brain.
high.
It
So
is
you could
ve-
get away with doing theoretically half and half for a mix. straight through.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it pairs well with other products.
Absolutely. We haven't seen any bad reactions with anything else on the market so far.
How long do you think this was in R&D before it was come out to the market?
Oh goodness. That's probably a good question for Dave,
for
but
sure.
good couple years at
Yeah,
least.
you guys kill it with the Terpinator. I've been selling it for years. Looking forward to seeing some Purpinator out in the stores.
Oh,
Totally.
dude, it's right here in this store. You can check it out. But hey, guys, McLevin, I'm sending you some Purpinator to check out too, as well as some Smart Pots, my man. Make sure to go on over to rhizoflora.com and check out all the great products, or leftcoastwholesale.com, or is it on Purpinator.com or Terpinator.com?
So there's TerpinatorOil.com and PurpinatorOil.com. You're not going to be able to buy them there. My biggest suggestion is going to your local retailers. Those guys are going to be the best bet to get your
But
hands on some
they could
Purpinator.
read about it and learn a little bit more since it's so new.
Absolutely. That's
imagine
where
the
you can get the
emails
most
they're
information.
Hey, guys, we got to take a break so we get Dave in. But I want to say one thing. You heard us talk about Strandivar. Strandivar? Is it Strandivar?
Yeah, Strandivar.
Can you break down through Rosetta Stoner what a Strandivar is, please? A black market cultivator.
Okay, so at first there was strain, and everyone thought, oh, this is strain, and then people started saying, no, it's not strain. If you look up the definition of strain, you strained your ankle or something like that. So they want to call it cultivar. Well, cultivar is really boring, so Masonic Smoker made up strand, and strand was a new thing people used for like 5 years, but now you can't use it anymore because we combined strand and cultivar into Strandivar about 2 days ago.
So if you
it's
call
set in stone.
If you
Are you
call about your
Strandinavian?
plants, we're gonna ask you what Strandivar you're growing, and you better know what it means because Rosetta Stoner just told you. Coming up next, we got Dr. David Zimes from Rhizoflora. You're gonna learn more about the Purpinator. Big brains on the show tonight. He's gonna blow your brain straight out of your head. Heavy Tea's Grow Show, DFCRadio.com.
Ever since he was a young boy, he learned to grow up tall. NorCal down to Long Beach, he's microdosed them all. Spends his show convincing anyone who'd call that thin chin strap beer doesn't Swiss, the cheese wheel wizard, magic butter infused bliss. Where does he think he's from? Hydro Chef approved. Ain't got no assistants, doesn't need no sous chef. Keeps his shit on simmer so he can cash Hawthorne's checks. Spends his show convincing anyone who'd call that thin chin strap beard doesn't look strange at all. He's a cheese wheel wizard, but I don't think it's Swiss. A cheese wheel wizard, magic butter infused bliss.
DFCRadio.com.
You are listening to the Heavy Tea Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy Tea, Horty Chris, or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
Dilly Heavy Tea Grow Show. But dilly.
Big cities need a fast-paced life to grow. And in my fast-paced garden, I use the Big City Hydro Mix. It's available in bulk anywhere in California, organic certified, and made with calcium buffered cocoa. With a consistent pH, it works well with all container gardens and conventional feeding programs. Check with your local grow store for bags.
Check us out at bulksoil.com.
Hey, I'm in the zone!
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
That's Horty's Pimpin' 101.
Hey guys, it's Heavy Tea. As a longtime cultivator in both small and large gardens, both indoor and in greenhouses, I know the number one factor for being successful is to maintain an ideal environment and optimize my airflow. That is why I use and recommend Fantech controllers and EC fans. As the original inventors of the inline fan way back in 1974, Fantech uses the highest quality German motors and has revolutionary impeller technology. The EC fan creates the most efficient and powerful airstream of any fan in its class. And with the new Aeolus controller, maintaining the ideal environment has never been more simple. The Aeolus, with a variety of modes, allows me to control my exhaust and intake fans along with my dampeners from one easy to set up and use interface. And with the two expandable channels, I can maintain temperature set points in two separate spaces. So whether you're a hobbyist in your garage or a commercial greenhouse grower, it's simple. Use what the pros use. Use the Fantech EC fan and Aeolus controller. And if you're a retailer, contact Rambridge, Savant Plant Tech, or Garden Rebels Distribution and order yours today. Fan and controller sold separately.
Dilly. Heavy Tea Grow Show. But dilly. DFZRadio.com. We so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah. So big split smoker, don't need no roller. So roll my doja, I can for show ya. Big stage older, crystal mist cola. Sticky as the growers, we gon' teach more up. We gon' see more bud, pockets on forest. Yeah, they cheer for us, cause we got more of what they want in store plus. If I can't fly, I'ma puff till I soar up. Good day for 'em. The way I run these trees, you can say I run forest. Yeah, I run for it, run toward it. Haters can't ignore it. All that ladies love it, it's so euphoric. They so blatantly adore, bumping all the cuts as we cruising to the night. Like that cut from DJ Quick, cause it's going down tonight. Just sliding at the split so I can hit it while I ride. And shorty looking swift, I'ma hit it while I drive. We so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah, we so high. Fire up another split. Take a hit, show life I'm fucking with. And I'd be lying if I said my life is perfect. I'm hurting inside enough for me to catch a bird. Lungs turning black, smoke till my chest is burning. Can't hold back, I'm high till the morning. We brew money, it's the only thing that levels me. You can call it remedy, but never gets the best of me. Twist to get it lifted while I'm shipping to the bitches. Got me feeling like the riches, I'm on it, so get with it. Flipping on that killing soul, smoking with it privilege. Take it higher than the gifted, so don't mind if I'm tripping. Gotta keep my hustle up, so I smoke the top shell. If your lungs are strong enough, smoke with somebody else. I need that good, burning like wood should. I good wood burning like good wood should. So high, can't touch the ground. Look at me, I'm Superman. I wanna go up, light the blunt, light it up and have so much fun. So high, can't touch the ground. Look at me, I'm Superman. I wanna go up, light the blunt, light it up and have so much fun. We so high, smoking all the time, rolling all the time, chopping all the time. Yeah.
Yo, I'm smoking all the time. What? Who was that artist? Oh my God, that was such a tight sound.
I was feeling it too.
That's an exclusive right there by the same 562. It's called So Fly So High.
He has the same name as you?
It's crazy, right? It's a great name.
Is that
I
easy
encourage
to
everyone to name their kids the same 562.
Saint, I've never asked you this, and we have an interview to do, but is your real name Saint?
It's Santos, which means saints, so yes, it is.
Oh, Mios Dios.
There you go.
Ooh,
and you would say Black Market, what would you say?
I would say mi habla español, mi casa es su casa.
Mi casa es su casa.
He's always made me feel welcome.
And I would like to say Esta La Monday.
All right, guys. Yeah, we hyped it up. Our main man here, our interview tonight. We have Will. He's going to be here all night taking your grow questions and stuff. But we have a limited access to the main man at Rhizoflora. He's co-founder. He has over 28 years of experience researching plant physiology and microbiology. He's an expert in plants and microorganisms, how they function, the role he has formulated and created many successful horticultural products such as Terpinator, and now most recently Purpinator. Without further ado, let's welcome the one and only Dr. Dave Zimes. What up, Dr. Dave?
Hey, Tyler, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. I really appreciate you taking this time and talking with us tonight. You are a hard dude to pin down, man.
Yeah, I do apologize for that, brother. We're running pretty busy this end of the season here.
Oh, what? You're actually working? I thought with all the success of Terpinator, you would be on a yacht somewhere, just taking my calls whenever.
No, Max, I enjoy my work. It's not really work, isn't that what they say?
Find something that you enjoy to do, and it doesn't become work. That is Carl the Truth Williams right there, Dr. Dave.
Truth, baby.
Listen, man, Terpinator, we know all about. You've been on the show a few years ago when it first popped off. It's an awesome product. I use it every single run, whether I'm in indoor, outdoor, greenhouse, whatever. I see the results, how it actually helps a plant express its full genetic potential. That's how I like to tell my customers how it works. And through that same thinking, you actually have a new product, and it's called Purpinator. It's a latest offering, right? And it seems like in the name it's designed to maybe help the plant express its natural colors better. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a product that works with the metabolism of plants that particularly produce certain types of pigments.
All right, so
And can you hear me? Because I'm getting a little bit of echo here.
yeah, I can hear you just fine. If we are on any type of if you're on speakerphone, take it off speakerphone. I should have told you that before. We could hear you just fine though. Can you hear us, Dave?
Yeah, I'm just getting a little bit of an echo. It's a bit
It's a bit
hard to hear,
distracting.
but I think I'll work with it.
Okay, brother. The listeners can hear you just fine. I could hear you just fine. But you're talking about the plant pigments. So let's give you an example here. First off,
getting back to this, the product. Basically, what we're looking at here is some light-enhanced flavonoid synthesis. There's a bunch of compounds in plants that deal with pigmentation. Flavonoids are a big group of them. They're mostly 15-carbon compounds that are found in vascular plants. The type of pigments we're kind of looking at to produce more of and to help the plant basically express more of are things that belong to anthocyanins, which are also part of this larger group called flavonoids. A lot of these pigments are found in the plant's vacuoles, to a lesser extent some of their chloroplasts. So what the product essentially is helping along is the production of a lot of these purple pigments through cell neutrality. A plant cell vacuole is like a little storage bag in this tiny cell of a plant that's usually found in the epidermis. It's found in flowers. It's found in the stems and the nodes, predominantly in high chloroplast areas or areas that receive sun. And by using sort of osmotic regulation, the plant's ability to produce its own sugar, we can influence the cell's pH to produce more of a neutral environment, thus expressing more of a certain type of purple pigment. So your purple pigmented plants, things like lavender, a lot of basils, a lot of good plants, a lot of medicinal plants will tend to express more of these pigments through the product's application.
And back to the pigments of certain plants, being with a background in plant physiology, do most plants have these pigments in them, but just one becomes more dominant? So, for instance, if I had something that was predominantly bright green, if for some reason can we change or help a plant express something that isn't already naturally being expressed, or is it that certain plants just have certain pigments in it?
Yeah, it's a good question, Tyler. Certain plants do have certain pigments, and more of them. So we're not really looking at a plant that's green to facilitate more purple production. We want to work with plants that already have anthocyanins that belong to the color purple, and allowing those pigments to be expressed more, particularly in also areas that don't necessarily get light. Because remember, we're dealing with light-enhanced flavonoid production along with the product application through cell neutrality and osmotic regulation. It's kind of like a lot way on an apple tree. You'll find the south side of apples on those trees are a lot more red. The light is pretty much the elixir that sustains plants, provides us with an ability to eat, and keeps the earth going. So you can toy with light. Some of these pigments have what's called an action spectra, an area where the certain wavelength of light can be used even further to enhance purple pigment production. And Purpinator, if it's used with blue lights, that typically have a range of 400 to 500 nanometers, you can get a lot more flavonoid compounds produced, i.e., the purple pigmentation, as long as you use the Purpinator alongside of that regime.
So if I had something that had a hue of purple in it, and I had the right wavelength in nanometer, and the listeners, the way Dr. David's explaining this to you, that's exactly how you're supposed to talk about light. You don't necessarily talk about Kelvin. Most lighting companies, they talk about Kelvin, which is a temperature rating. It's not a wavelength. Nanometers are the way that you describe what color the light is coming off of it and what range it is in. And so if I had something with a hue of purple and I have the right wavelength of light and I'm using Purpinator, I can make that hue become dominant or no?
No, that's right, Tyler.
That's crazy. And you were talking as well, but you keep saying cell neutrality. We're talking about the pH of the cell.
Specifically in the cell vacuole. Vacuoles are kind of like it's one of three cell types that plants have that distinguish them from animal cells. The vacuoles are membrane-bound areas in a plant cell that have plant sap in them, and if you can affect that plant cell's sap's pH, you can essentially get the purple pigments concentrating in a lot more.
Well, how do I get my blue lab meter to measure the cell neutrality? I'm just messing with you, Dave.
Yeah, you can do it in tissue culture, but not so much in a live plant.
So listen, I mean, you're out in the field, you're working with different plants and stuff. What motivated you to create Purpinator? You wanted to make more beautiful flowers? You wanted to make brighter purple lavender? What motivated you?
I think it was learning about this German guy who was around the 1902. His name is Gottlieb Haberlandt, and he kind of came up with this idea called totipotency. What it means is that every cell in a plant has the ability to grow up and be the entire plant. Most plant cells start out as cells called parenchyma cells, and can differentiate into tissues like xylem, phloem tissue, or tissues that bring water up plants or nutrients down into their body. And just the fact that, someone kind of figured out that a plant cell can actually turn into an entire plant or any part of it just always stuck with me. And it's over the years, it's sort of like working with microbes and plants and manipulating them is very fascinating to me. And so this is just this project I've been working on a long time, along with the terpene concentration of certain plants. And this guy kind of just motivated me. To me, it's very interesting that, and kind of psychedelic, that a plant cell can grow up to be anything it sort of wants to be. So in other words, you could pluck a plant cell out of a random plant and turn it back into that whole plant. Because remember, plants are made up of different tissues and organs.
Right.
That they're fairly complex. They're not like mammals.
It's stem cells.
But just the idea that a plant can do this, it's just kind of, it kind of tickles my brain.
And man, I imagine you, Dr. Dave, in like a mad scientist laboratory in your basement, like beakers that are blowing smoke off of it and stuff, mixing A and B together. Is that how you work, or how do you work? Are you just out there tinkering with plants all day long and putting different things together and researching and doing everything you can?
Yeah, we pretty much work in a laboratory environment and conduct trials and efficacy and have greenhouses and do all the normal things one would do when you're developing products that affect plant metabolism or physiology, and you get to study, adaptive factors like pH and soil chemistry and conductivity and just a lot of variables that can affect how the plant grows in order to get some of these compounds to do what they're supposed to. A lot of tissue culture, it can be the basis for some of this type of work where you're really dealing with just ripping the plants apart and studying the little aspects of their body. And toying with them to make them do things that benefit, us as humans and are beneficial and provide us with medicine and fiber and, food stuff. So,
Would you like to see tissue culture become more prominent in horticulture or large-scale ag rather than just seed stock?
I'm sorry, there is a little feedback there. Say that again?
Would you like to see tissue culture become more prominent in mainstream ag and horticulture, or do you still think that it's just relegated to the scientific side of things?
Oh, no, I think it's extremely common these days. There's a lot of people now trying to cultivate certain plants that way. There's a lot of people who've done biotechnology or used it for more medicinal purposes. The idea or the issues of big pharma, etc. But it's a technology I think that's fairly common still. Whether big ag uses it to help us folks or not is a different topic. But it can be done in a minor fashion. I mean, basically just taking cuttings and putting them in some water, a begonia or something, and letting them root. It's a form of plant tissue culture. It's just not in vitro or not in the cell in the laboratory in a petri dish.
It's more common, right? Horty Chris had a question for you, Dave.
I was just going to say I know that Bill Graham does his microclone tissue culture stuff, and he I think he adopted it from like big ag or commercial ag like stuff. I forget what plant it was that he made like 15,000 of them using the tissue culture. So I think it's something that's kind of come from big agriculture and it's kind of moving into other areas, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of the techniques were developed in the 1900s when people started understanding that naturally occurring plant hormones could be synthetically made in the laboratory, and then that moved on. But yeah, I mean, obviously, big ag's got big bucks, and a lot of the data. If you go to peer-reviewed literature, you can find some of the seminal articles on it are from research-funded institutions and stuff, which is great.
And Dave, going back to Purpinator product and talking about what it does. First off, I'm amazed to find out that plant pigments, are actually classified as flavonoids. That's crazy. I think of flavonoids and with the root word of flavors, right? That's what I think, or in my layman's brain. But what is a flavonoid exactly?
It's a compound that's the 2 6-carbon rings are interlinked by 3 carbon units. They're really common in all angiosperms or vascular plants. And they're types of pigments, flavors, and I mean, there's a lot to them, but mostly we're dealing here with anthocyanins and subgroups of those compounds, specifically pigments.
Nice. How about when you're tinkering around in the lab, right? You're like, man, I wonder if I can get this expressed this way, or you set out with that goal, and you're bringing out the expression of more plant pigment, more of the anthocyanins, and lo and behold, were there any other side effects or benefits that the plants had from using the formula that you guys came up with?
Yeah, there's a couple other metabolic pathways that can be affected. A lot of it's fairly boring, to be honest with you, and it would take a lot of time, but it's always something we can revisit at another podcast if you want.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're essentially increasing those compounds and terpenes lead to a lot of complex side reactions.
So
suffice it to say that you can get other interesting effects from the product.
Are we looking at size of flower? Are we looking at root?
Yeah, you can expect some inflorescences to be slightly larger. Pigments that aren't normally produced in organs that don't get light as much, like lower canopies, can get a lot more purple expression, especially in some basal varietals.
That's crazy. The super purple basil and understanding the plant pigments and what happened. Can you maybe help the listeners understand, or why it is when certain plants enter a cold climate, like a basil in fall, or we see maybe a purple, or if purple's already present, it's expressed more with temperature. Is that something that that works along the same lines of an enhancement of the anthocyanins, or is it actually another process?
It's a different process. The cold process is more or less when you get a lot of colorless flavonols, which are another group of flavonoids, to pretty much get revealed as chlorophyll breaks down, because chlorophyll degrades in the cold. So you're left with pigments that aren't normally expressed. So they're already there. So on one hand, you could take a plant that you want that already expresses purple pigments, put it in a cold environment, hit it with a 450 nanometer light during flowering, and then get it cooler, drop the temperature, and you should have even more pigments expressed, because it's sort of mimicking what naturally occurs in the environment. Like in the fall when you see a lot of trees, not so much west coast, but more east, middle of the country. These flavonols go away, anthocyanins are expressed, and chlorophyll breaks down, and you get a lot of beautiful colors in these broadleaf deciduous trees.
Those autumn leaves that everyone loves, right? And
Yeah.
we don't get that so much here in Southern California. Everything is brown all the time, and usually on fire.
Yeah, we got a Mediterranean
More recently,
climate out here, so we don't get. It's not so much temperate trees, but more dry trees that are more xerophilic, like dry environments and stuff.
Right now,
my avocado tree turns purple because I beat it up.
don't choke your avocado
right.
tree. Don't choke your avocado tree. You got to be nice to your plants. I talk to my plants very gently, and then if they're misbehaving, I talk to them kind of sternly. They're kind of like my kids. But nonetheless, people are out here going into stores, buying up Terpinator left and right. Super successful product. I mean, at my stores, it's difficult to keep it on the shelf. I know most of the guys at this table in their current grows or fairly recent grows use the Terpinator.
Hell yeah.
I would like to say I actually tried the Purpinator, and I only used it the last 3 weeks, and I saw color expression on things that just had a normal hue in it, and it brought it out visibly while the plant was growing. And typically, I wouldn't be able to see that hue until I actually cracked open a flower and looked at it. And I know that you have your secrets. You have what is in there. We're not going to pull that out of you, at least on this podcast.
Purple hair dye.
but Purpinator, Terpinator, and people are going to think it is a 4-letter word. Is it a mechanism of PGRs?
No, it's not.
No PGRs?
Absolutely not.
Heavy metals?
No, there's no heavy metals. The tests are available on the internet. We tested no detection on all 8 metals, or 12, depending on what state you're looking at.
It's grape Kool-Aid.
I don't think it's grape Kool-Aid.
Science.
Hey, Mountain Dew works better than grape Kool-Aid, by the way. Dr. Dave, how much Mountain Dew do you put on your crops?
How much? What?
How much Mountain Dew? The purple Mountain Dew. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke, Dave. Bad joke.
He's like, I use Baja Blast.
Oh, man. Dave, with all of this stuff coming out, man, I got Will here from Left Coast Wholesale, too. You guys also came out with the garden spray, Will.
Yep.
And, I mean, the concentration level, you can't beat it. You can use it up on any harvest or up on any crop almost to the day of harvest. While we got Dave on the phone with the science behind it, why don't you tell us a little bit about the garden spray, Will?
Yeah, totally. So, sorry, pardon me. You're going to be looking at essential oils that are going to be bringing in most of your actual deterrent, as well as pardon me.
Don't be nervous, Will.
I got dabbed out. Sorry, my bad.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
It desiccates, it suffocates.
Exactly, yeah. It's a desiccant, a suffocant. It's also a repellent. You're going to be having citric acid work for you, as well as the sesame oil, the rosemary oil, and I know that I'm missing one more ingredient in there. I think you'd know it, Dave.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, thank
Yeah,
you. Cinnamon.
Man, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to Dave.
Totally. Sorry.
Damn, you didn't give him a softball.
I got this on the paper from it.
You're like, hey, can you hit a baseball? How about this marble?
Dave, some of the things, and Purpinator, is it used as standalone? Is it used in application solely as a soil drench, or can it be used as a foliar? What do you suggest as the inventor of the product?
It's not meant to be used as a foliar at all. Soil feedings, soilless media. The usage rates are fairly standard, available on the web page. But you'll be, essentially feeding it water, dosing it, aliquoting a certain amount to your feeding source, and giving it to the plant 2 to 3 times a week, depending on the phase of growth you're at.
And it's one of those things that it's best to be used the entire growth cycle of the plant, but you could see results right away like I did. Literally within one application, Dave, I was seeing colors that weren't there before, and I had to go in and put on my Meta 7 glasses because I'm under high-pressure sodium lights and be like, am I seeing really what I'm seeing? It's an awesome product. I'm stoked that you guys sent a bunch down here to give out to the Duff Free Nation, man. We're going to get some feedback. I would love to have you back on the show when we do. Maybe you could take some calls with listeners as it becomes more popular and out in the public. But, Dave, I want to give you a big thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy man, like I said, and talking with us about the brand new product, Purpinator, man.
Yeah, I appreciate your time, Tyler. I'm more than happy to come back anytime you want.
Yep, and I'm going to send you some emails about what we talked about earlier, and we'll figure some things out, dude. But I hope to run into you soon, and have a great night, dude. Dr. Dave Zimes, everybody.
Well done.
All right, thanks, Ty. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. You have a good evening. All right, 562-653-0707. We're gonna give Will a Red Bull, get him back on track.
We're good.
Devin's like, I'm not the only one. Thank you.
Hey, the first time I'm still cut off. I still got no mic.
You've been on the whole time.
Oh, I can't hear shit.
I know. You look good, Dr. Dave.
I think my headset's fucked off.
Oh my
like
god.
my fucking life.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna talk about garden spray. I'll let you see your own notes in a second.
Totally.
Before we do, let's go to Eddie. Take one grow call. He's got an update on his LED grow. What's your update, LED Eddie?
Yeah, what's going on?
What up, Larry? What do you think about that Purpinator, man?
About the what, Terpinator?
It's rad, dude.
What do you think about the Purpinator?
All right, who the Chris?
All right, fuck you, Eddie. I'm out of here.
All right.
I'm not gonna ask you the same thing 3 times, Eddie. All right, I'm already dealing with these guys. Feedback on the good Dr. Dave.
That shit was awesome. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you after I
gotta go
use
back
it
and
again.
listen to that shit again.
Yeah, dude, the science behind it is big time. But you know what it really sells it, Will, is growers and stuff using it and seeing the result. And you
Absolutely.
guys sending so much down here to give out tonight and in the coming weeks. It's gonna be killer, dude. You're gonna get a lot of feedback. We're gonna sell a lot of Purpinator.
Absolutely.
Just the way that it works. But Eddie, you have an update of your LED grow.
Going the second run with it. Just want to give it another run in flower. It came out good. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
HPS is, I think, still going to put on weight.
Fuck.
I'm going to try dropping them a little bit closer, seeing if I get a little bit better results. But, I mean, that fire, it came out fire, though, no matter what.
Hydro Chef just got me to hang up 3 of these fucking $15,000 fucking LEDs.
Welcome to the fucking
He said,
club.
I love when he doesn't say anything about, except, don't get me wrong, I still like it. Well, how am I supposed to get you wrong? You didn't say anything.
Hey,
else.
Sir Laugh-A-Lot, can you give me some more details on it? What LED is it that you're using?
So it's the 230s. There's 2 of them, or 260s, I think they are. The DIY kits from Horticulture Lighting Group.
And how many watts are each of those?
260.
They're 260
And so,
watts each?
It's just a little one. I do have them pretty close together, too. I had them raised up a little bit higher. I think I should have dropped them a little bit.
So they're about 520 watts total. I mean, does the wattage for the yield equal like what you would get from an HPS?
Yeah, how many boxes did you get off that? No one gets my jokes tonight.
I got the joke.
Eddie, fucking go smoke another bowl. I'm done with this call. 562-653-0707.
It's good to have the phones back. It's good to have multiple lines.
I love you, Eddie.
hang up on people.
Do you like green or blue better?
Be more
Well,
selective.
like when I was at Walmart and so I got a flat tire in the parking lot and so I used the cart to jack my car up and stuff and the cart was blue, so I like blue. But I smoke weed a lot too, man. And so I like green.
Eddie, I'm going to send you some Purpinator. Let's see what he thinks about that. Eddie, what do you think about getting some Purpinator?
Hell yeah, I got you.
He's like, I'm going to come shank Horty Chris, so I like red.
He's a shanky, bruh.
He's going to pop out from under the table. I see you, motherfucker. All right. Update on his LED growing. Don't get him wrong. He's going to try it again. Great update. I can't wait to hear the next one.
Get it closer.
562-653-0707. Let's take a quick break. Pour a tall one. Light up a fat one. It's Heavy T's Grow Show coming up with wide open phone lines. Also, the black market cultivator catfish story. Man, you got no climate. You got no volume control over there, buddy.
DFZ Radio.
Goddamn asshole.
.com.
Horty did it.
It's not light, guys, I swear.
Wanna talk about HLG? Feel free to pay triple for LED. Yeah, LED, 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 yeah, LED. You just got ripped off. LED. Yeah, LED, 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 yeah, LED. Check how much it draws though. LED.
DFCRadio.com.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are gonna work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Bro, what? So, I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com.
Hey, you started early, huh? You're gonna go get the green pad, see? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the green pad junior. Put it in your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see?
That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root.
That's right.
Yeah. Meow. Meow.
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
I tell you, this is the life.
Ever since we started working here at Sanctuary Soil, I couldn't be happier. It's nice to work at a place where they treat you like the artist that you are.
Tell me about it. So many places just throw you in the dirt, feed you junk, and drip water on your head.
Yeah, sounds more like torture than a job.
And how do they expect you to do great things when they don't give you the right tools? I can't do it if you treat me like garbage.
I hear ya. You give me the highest quality organic materials like woody biomass and grasses, put me in a healthy, clean environment, and I can practically poop gold.
Not to mention alfalfa meal, arborist material. They even bathe us in a healthy biological tea full of enzymes and other good stuff. You know, I get a little choked up just thinking about how all those customers are gonna benefit from the hard work we put into providing them with the best products available.
I just wish more companies were like Sanctuary Soil. It's nice to work with people who care about their customers and care about the environment.
Yeah, this is the life. Hey, I'm pretty full. Think it's about time to go make some magic, if you know what I mean.
Well, a worm's work is never done.
See you in a few.
You got anything to read? This could take a while.
Sanctuary Soil's Buckaroo brand premium worm casting, the all-in-one soil amendment that's safe for the environment, children, and pets. For more information and to see a list of current retailers, visit our site at sanctuarysoil.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
The next level of growing is here. The growing revolution is here. DFZRadio.com. DFZRadio.com.
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Dude, this shit is
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Terpinator.
Did you say Terpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Terpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Terpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Terpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Terpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Terpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
That was awesome.
And I don't hold up shit, you know what I mean, but to represent, you know what I mean, but to be me, you know what I mean, procreate, have better deeds, make a better nation,
I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Caviar got me scorched. Why you niggas smoking Newport shorts? And you wonder why your bankroll short. Probably cause your ass never left the porch. I be grinding and making moves, you know the business. Pound the block, pushing work till it's finished. Serial killers leave no fucking eyewitness. Extra clip, shit, I'm on my blade. Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like this.
Seen the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to meet. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm
Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Tapes confused with wearing capes, you fools. Still breaking the rules, roll moving, you lose. Handyman with the tool, I had to rock his body. I came to body like Lottie Dottie, and I don't wanna hurt nobody. I'ma break it down with the get down. Watch it go down, hold it down with the 4 pound. Now you know now, it's about to go down.
Respect you, respect
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like
me. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The triple beam the way to me.
my weaknesses and my strengths. But everybody know my strengths definitely outweigh my weaknesses. As long as that, I'm a human being, like everybody else. And if I meet somebody perfect, then they can train me. And they can help me be perfect. But there ain't nobody out there perfect. So we'll all just get along with it.
They say Machiavelli's resurrected, I can feel his presence. But the coldest thing, Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck he think he is? Talking about Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck is it? I'm an outlaw thug, like hustling to the death of me. Brutalist, Helly, and I'm mom lost, baby. Worth to getting money, knowledge and I fucking lead. Think I seen that ghost if you stood right in front of me. Tupac eternally, Rogers on his own shit. Think like new money, and you can pass it, show me. Worldwide masterpiece, hustle on this fucking street. On that dead fed crime, so they still trapping me. $1 million smile, girls say I'm sexy. Bachelor in art, got it in psychology. Player, you ain't fly as me, still can't see me. Stand on oxygen, when you can't even do the breathe.
Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Here we are, dude. Billy Graham, tissue culture. I know a lot of people out there, Bill, love tissue culture, but they're scared to even delve into it. How do they get into tissue culture? What do they got to do?
Well, that's what I've been doing all this time. I kind of led a lot of this way back when. I'm still in touch with the people who are using the kits every single day. I'm traveling with my tissue culture kit, and I'm not the difficult guy. I'm the one who makes everything easy. So it's really funny. It's the last time your listeners heard me was when I was in the studio, and our whole thing was put some plants into the tissue culture tubes. Those tubes are going to give you all your new clones forever, and that's all still there. And when everyone hears about tissue culture, that's what they see from what everybody's done with every other plant. What I wanted to share with your listeners today is that really just since like November, December, we started doing some shortcuts, and it was super cool. I wanted people to do this quickly and learn fast, so we would go in and we would take the user's clones, put them into the tissue culture tubes, and then grow them just for like two weeks, and we would take them out and put them right into rooting. So that way they knew how to start and how to finish, and then they were more interested in learning what to do in between. But what's very funny is it actually turned out that that's its own thing. Dude, this is going to blow your mind because you've seen all of this stuff before. I am making cuttings from trimmings when the veg plants are going into flower, and we're taking off those limbs that are just not really going to be anything, those toothpick thin branches. When I put them in the tissue culture liquid, your listeners can't see this, but we're going to describe it. It started as a little skinny thing 10 days ago. I'm holding a 4-inch tall test tube that's full of plant and leaf that's now almost as thick as a chopstick. This started as a toothpick, and this in 10 days it's gotten this big. I'm going to take this out, put rooting gel on it, and put this right into my plug tray. This is my new plant start. Number one is I was able to make good clones from what would be trash, but I've also got all the advantages of tissue culture. Everybody looks at tissue culture, number one, to get rid of mother plants. I took this from clippings. Number two is, as long as that liquid stays clear, this is disease-free. So we already know no fusarium, no powdery mildew. This is clean. We've got that whole nutrient sugar boost, so this guy's really vigorous. Number 3 is this is also my genetic booster because I've got all the trace metals here and the hormone stimulation. And 4, that hormone, this is the branching hormone. So tell your listeners, it's already branching and it's still in a test tube. This guy starts, these little branches, every leaf you see in this tube was not there. The piece that went in this tube was a 3-inch tall little naked toothpick with a little bit of green hair. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes that are already bushing out. And I'll grab any tube in that box and I'll tell you that's the same thing. Trim the bottom, put the root gel in it, root this in 10 days to root and a couple more weeks to start getting some good top growth. But from that clipping to a whole new veg plant you could take that clipping from again is about 8 weeks, which is exactly how long your veg plant from the first time took to flower. So I've just harvested Mom. She's already chopped up in the bud basket, and now the next generation is going in, and I'm putting my next bunch of clones in. So my veg plants are my clone donors.
Damn! Hey, wait. It's that easy, dude. Seriously, you just put the gel in there. You cut your plant at week 3 because you're like, hey, dog, I gotta get some of this bottom crap out of there. It's gonna be nothing, dude. It's gonna be Schwarf right there. And then there it is, dude. He's got a whole paper right here with a drawing, weeks 5 through 6. Dude, there it is. Week 5, you're killing it. So seriously, how many? With the liquid that you provide, how many, you could do thousands?
You can. I'd sell a starter kit with 16 tubes and the liquid for $60. From there, you own the tubes and you'd only have to buy the liquid, which is going to be $15. So for less than $1 per cut. This is not so much tissue culture as this is a clone conditioning kit. I've discovered a whole new step between cutting your clone and rooting your clone.
Damn! He just blew our mind right there, dude. A whole new step. He's just thrown it in our face like, yeah, dog. It was that easy. I did that, no problem.
What I do, man. I've got this in commercial sizes. I've got 1,000 tube kits. We can do any number of anything anybody needs, but the materials are prepared ahead of time. So you just buy bottles, tubes, and some of my special chlorine. And this stuff is so easy. I want to let everyone know right now, if you're putting this on the air in the area, we're at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds at the Canacon. I am taking users' clones right here today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Bring me a 4-inch clone with the leaves cut off, about a 1/2 inch of leaf stem, and we will wash it and put it into tissue culture right here, and you can take it home for free.
Damn, Billy Graham right now. Hey, guys, you're probably going to hear this a little late. Billy Graham would have done it for you when you hear this. He would have cloned it for you, dude, and put it in his little tube in his solution. And the solution is great priced, and you know what? He just knocked a whole step out for you, dude. He made it. Look at this. He's got a whole pack. Tubes are there. Liquids there. That's all you need. And Heavy T's Grow Show flyers right there. Billy Graham knows what's up. He's been a long-time listener, a huge fan. We're a fan of his. And we want to let you know, tissue culture is the future. Seriously. I mean, why else wouldn't it? It's not going to be the future, right?
This is a tool that everybody serious about propagation and serious about plant cleanliness and quality should include in their garden, even if you're a 16-plant garden. Boom, it's right there. We put 20 cuts in. Hell, I'll double them up in the tube. Bang! Now we got 32 clones in 16 tubes. Okay, maybe we lose 1 or 2 to contamination, but I still got 14 good tubes. So that's 16 tubes giving you 28 clones.
Damn, player. That's what's up. Take that to the bank and cash it, player. Check out Billy Graham's tissue culture. Where do you find it on the internet?
PlantTC.com. Also at webhydroponics.com.
That's right. Say those 2 things one more time.
Webhydroponics.com, one word, and PlantTC, T as in tissue, C as in culture.com.
DFCRadio.com.
wires instead.
Yo, what up? Welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show. If you missed our interview with Dr. Dave from Rhizoflora, make sure you download it tomorrow. It will be available on the on-demand section with a couple edits following the interview where Will try to speak.
DFZradio.com.
Will, dude, we talked about Purpinator, but
we did.
You're actually in the field. You get the growers. You're talking to the growers that have it in their hands. You know, you have my testimonial, but what are people saying about it out there? How the growers are using it and their results?
You know, I've been getting a lot of really great feedback. You know, a lot of the people who've been using it have been Terpinator. You know, they've been using Terpinator for years, and the folks who have switched over to Purpinator have had no problem switching over. It's been a really easy switch. It's, you know, we've basically made it almost a one-to-one pass over, slightly different directions, usage rates. But as far from what we've heard, you know, it's only been on the market for about a month now, but we've been getting really great results back from people. Everybody loves it so far.
Well, and that's because, like I was talking about, I see the results right away.
True.
Most products that hit the market, y'all, you have to try it for a grow or two. And that's what I tell people that come on the show. They want to promote their product. Great, let's talk about your product, get it in the hands of some users. You're going to end up taking, if it doesn't work like you say, you're going to take some lumps. But it's basically you have to wait a grow or two for people to pull down and see the results.
Absolutely.
With Purpinator, you see it immediately. Like, it's visible on the plant. Like, you're like, damn, this shit is bling, bling, and now it's purple.
Exactly. Which is, we couldn't have asked for a better release on a product like this. I mean, we were expecting, you know, good things, but it's been really awesome so far. Yeah, like you said, to see it, have people coming back telling us about seeing visible results almost immediately, that's awesome for a product like this. So we've loved it so far.
That's dope, dude. And we'll talk more about the other products, the Terpinator and the garden spray. You said one-to-one. No, I'm using Terpinator and Purpinator together, and should I just be using one or the other, or keep rolling with how I'm using it?
You can roll with how you're using it. It's not going to hurt you to use both together. However,
I'm not going to overdo anything and frizzle fry my plant.
Exactly. I mean, it's a really innocuous nutrient to use already. I mean, Terpinator is a 004. Purpinator is going to be a 024, so a slight difference in there because there is some different ingredients in order to get the color enhancement as well. But I mean, you're going to be as far as using both of them together, I mean, they're kind of made to have your colors enhanced by the Purpinator, right? And the Terpinator will bring all the other great benefits of Terpinator, right? Bringing all that resin out for you, increasing your trichome size. But the Purpinator is really only going to help to bring out the colors. There's no other added benefits. It's not going to bring out different flavors for you or anything.
And thinking about it, I should have asked Dave this, but I see the results right when I use it. If I use something like this early in bloom, and let's say I'm balling on a budget, or I got the sample from listening to Heavy T's Grow Show, and my local grow store doesn't have it, I'm 2 weeks out from ordering it offline maybe, and I don't have it anymore. Is it something like that is only going to exhibit on the plant the times that I use it? Or is it put a plant in a mode that it's going to push forward and keep creating it? Or you maybe not sure about it?
You know, I would say that it does kind of help to put your plant in a mode to produce more. However, being able to actually use it throughout the entire cycle is definitely going to make those
So once you start it, you want it to have a continuity. So
yeah,
listen, if the first 2 weeks you use half of what you want on the show, fucking buy some more before the next 2 weeks. And I see people in the store. Oh, can you order that for me? Yeah, it's gonna be a few days. Well, I needed it last week.
Right.
Well, no, bad planning on your part. Hey, let me give you a John Wooden quote: failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Oh, knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
And another note on usage for it actually.
No, let me take notes. Go ahead.
One big thing is that a lot of people don't realize you're able to actually start using Terpinator as you hit your vegetative stage. So we actually suggest you use it through veg at about 5 to 10 milliliters, and then as you're going into flower, that's when you would ramp up to 15 to 20. Obviously, things are expensive. You want to be able to run whatever you're running at the time, so you can totally just put it in as you flip over to flower. But you don't you don't have to use it in veg, but it'll give you those building blocks, and it'll get it started a lot earlier for you, so that when you do flip over, you just start to get those benefits almost immediately.
Wow. I needed that note.
Sounds great.
And for people who are like, I don't know if I want to waste it on veg, right? Because they're on a budget or whatever. A thing you could try is, especially if you're hand watering your plants, you could water all your plants, and the last one you're going to water, see how much you have, like a gallon to put on it or whatever, throw the 5 mils in while it's in veg and water that one plant and see if it makes a difference for you,
Exactly.
right? And then that way you're not having to mix it up and water them all, and then you don't know if it worked because maybe you hit a better temp or whatever this time than you did before. But if everything else is similar and you just want to do one plant, you can pull out the amount you're going to water that plant and just add the Terpinator.
You never
and
pull
then
out.
pour it on there. Bro, I fake it all the time, dog. I'm 48 with no kids.
He's sterile.
And this actually brings me to
46.
That brings me to another good point on testing out and stuff like that. When you're going to try a new product or something like that, give yourself a test batch. Don't necessarily take a product and go try it out on your entire grow.
Right.
Take 2 plants aside, take 3 plants aside, have a control sample. You don't want to necessarily toss all your eggs into one basket, especially if it's something new that you're not used to.
Especially, and if you're skeptical or a discerning grower and you want to see how it affects it, that's exactly right. And we just say it all the time about spraying your plants with anything. Pick a few leaves that you don't really matter. Mix up your mixture, spray it down, see if there's a toxicity or a problem, and if not, go ahead and treat the entire crop. Same with your additives when you're drenching or your nutrient regimen. Is if you're going to add something like Terpinator or Purpinator, which is compatible with all nutrient lines.
Yeah,
right.
We've never seen a bad reaction happen with Terpinator or Purpinator for that matter. The only thing that the only potential issue that we've ever seen is that when you're working with like kelp products and things like that, you can start to see a little bit of a film. But when you're using kelp at all in general, you want to make sure that you're cleaning out your reservoirs and things constantly.
Well, but then the grower, though, what I was getting at is no matter what, I plug it into Big Jack Black Migrant Cultivator over here, his regiment, he's going to see results. I plug it into Hydro Chef's regiment, he's going to see results.
Absolutely.
Everyone's going to see results. You get results. I get results.
Everyone gets results.
I got results.
All right, guess who's going to get results now? This might be out of 10 years, only our second caller from the great state of Iowa.
Oh.
JGB in Iowa, what's growing on?
Hey, I switched from the high-pressure sodiums in my flower room to some LEDs from HLG.
Right.
Well, when I put my plants in there and flipped them to flower, they grew about 3 feet. They went right up to those LED lights. So I got yo-yos, pulled them all off, away from the lights so they wouldn't get burned or anything. Should I top them or just leave them yo-yoed out of the way?
No, so with the LEDs, it's about finding that sweet spot too. So a lot of the times you will have to raise them up. And just like Saint's going to lower my volume, you might have to lower your lights to find that sweet spot. With the stretching, that's always going to happen more with the LEDs. You're going to have more stretching because that light, there's not that light toxicity that you would get the closer that you would get with like a HPS or so. So there we go. Now, if you're going to lower them and raise them, I don't think topping them is going to be necessarily the thing.
How many weeks are you into bloom?
4.
That's definitely
you don't want to top them now because they're probably the tops of them look like Q-tips, right?
But I will tell you this: if you're going to do anything, take something off the bottom. All right, because like if you were gonna think about anything, thinking about focusing on that final yield, you're not going to get a bunch of penetration with the LEDs already. So if you haven't lollipopped them now and it's week 4, this is your last chance to get that shit out of there and focus on some of that upper top growth, because topping them with top's not going to be the thing. It's finding that sweet spot 18 inches away, trying to find that. What light you rocking?
HLG.
All right.
HLG 550s, 2 of them.
Yeah, so
spec.
so you're not going to be having a ton of heat off that either. So yeah, I think the 18 inches is a very safe spot to start with.
And you want to run the humidity higher, a little higher.
Yeah, you're
And the temperature.
So that's what I did wrong is I had them way up high, and that's why they stretched.
Yeah, and then you end up with like golf balls growing on the plant because the internodal spacing is increased between on the top. Instead of it stacking internodes as it goes into bloom, it stretches out, and then you get, so pulling them over with yo-yos is a good idea. Are the stalks pretty hard and woody right now?
They're pretty stiff.
Okay,
but they pull over all right without breaking or anything.
Okay, yeah, just be careful that you don't break them and pull them over to try to get some light down in there. I don't think with the LEDs you really are going to have to worry about like them burning the plants by them being as close as with an HPS.
It's not burning from the heat, Horty.
Right.
It's that
bleach.
The
Well,
photon.
I was going to finish.
Okay, well the PPFD though it shifts it to that white pigment.
Right, but so what I was going to say is that it's not the heat or the infrared light coming off, the radiant heat from the actual HPS that would be burning the shit out of the tips of your plants. Bit of damage from just the light intensity. Basically, you're like oversaturating the plant. But you have to determine, is that worth it on a couple branches if it allows you to get the light a little further down to some of the other branches, like sacrifice a couple tops here and there if it's going to get more intense light to what's underneath where it's stretched?
Sure.
And you might, so like you have to determine, and it's hard to tell. I'd have to see the garden to tell what I would do, but look at it and think like, hey, if I have to pull a couple tops over with yo-yos, and if I lower the lights a little bit more to get more light down into what I've spread out to get the light down into the canopy, is how many of these tops are going to be too close to the actual light, and maybe even watch them, and if they may not be affected by it.
Listen up.
So if you lower them, try to pull them out, but just, you have to, it's a call you're going to have to make, and you'll learn with experience.
And let me tell you this, Jay. Planning, and by the way, say you're all over the place with your volumes. Your sound effects are super duper loud, dude.
I'm turning it up, bro.
They sound pretty normal over here.
Well,
we're turning it up
whatever,
over here. Dude.
You are turned up, Jay. This is about planning your garden correctly and understanding the lights that you now have, and adding or switching elements, whether it be in a feeding regimen, whether it be strandivars, whatever you
strandivars,
different lights, different elements, adding CO2, all those things are going to create a learning curve. And just remember, with most lights that are good and most genetics, you are going to get about an 18-inch stretch after you flip them. So you can't be having the plants grow, be like, all right, I've vegged them up exactly where I want them to be, and I have a 8-foot ceiling, and they are 5 feet tall, and they're not going to grow anymore. No, they're going to grow another 18, 24 inches potentially, and they're going to be up in that zone that it is no bueno, that you're now calling heavy teas saying, what do I do? You talked about the pliability of the stalks. If you can bend those things without snapping them, bend them. And bend them away to open up the internal parts of the plant, the nugs that are down lower right in the middle, and they will become a lot bigger. You'll make up for what weight you lost by pulling the top away from it, by letting light get to those internal branches, and with that, you'll like I said, you'll make up the weight. You'll hit your mark for your yield of where you should be, and outside that, dude, I'm gonna make you probably the first mother lover in Iowa to try out the new Purpinator from Left Coast Wholesale.
That's awesome. My buddy talked me into buying some Terpinator because I'd never used it, and it came today.
Well, you can use them you can use them together, man. And everything that I've heard about Purpinator, I'm telling you, I'm excited to use it the entire grow, not just a few weeks on my next grow. So I'm gonna send you some Purpinator. I'm also gonna send you some smart pots. And I'm going to send you some green pads original. Hang up those green pads. Let the CO2 rain down on your plants. They're going to get bigger. They're going to get stronger. CO2 is an essential element for photosynthesis. It's needed, right? And if you can increase photosynthesis, you increase cell division, you increase your weight, you increase everything else. Green pads, effective, cost-friendly way to get CO2 into your garden. Go to greenpadco2.com. And let's give Will one more chance. Will, I'm going to send him some garden spray. Tell him about it.
Yeah, no, garden spray is a really great pest management product. It's going to be made out of essential oils for you. It's OMRI certified, so you don't have to worry about any organics testings or anything like that. It's not going to pull... it's going to be safe for use in foggers, any kind of sprayers or anything like that you're going to use. 0 re-entry time. You're looking at cinnamon oil, sesame oil, citric acid, and rosemary oil. It's going to help to be a suffocant, a desiccant, and a repellent for you.
Good job, Will. Those nerves were on
right.
it. And Jay, let me show you how a professional does it. Hit it. Hey, what is garden spray, you ask? Will knows, but I'm going to tell you for sure right now. Garden spray is an organic insecticide. Hold on. Hit it. All right, let me tell you about garden spray. It's the air in the studio tonight, Will. Sorry.
No worries.
What is garden spray? Garden spray is an organic insecticide from the makers of Terpinator. That's right, Rhizoflora. Garden spray uses a combination of food-grade organic oils, citric acid, to deliver a 3-pronged attack on common garden pests, including aphids, whiteflies, fungus gnats, spider mites, flies, beetles, broad mites, and thrips. Well, it will also help control powdery and downy mildew when used as a preventative spray. How do you use it? 1/4 liter of concentrate makes up to 64 gallons, making it the best valued pest control product on the market. Go on over to Rhizoflora and get your garden spray, or demand it at your local grow shop. Thank you.
And squirt your plants.
And squirt your plant.
Well done.
All right, Jay. Thanks for calling in, brother. Stay safe in Iowa. All that good stuff is going out to you. Talk to my screener. He will get your information. 562-653-0707. So the word in the back of the house here, where all the chicken heads are always talking, you got Marcos Pollos, you got Dutch Master West, you got all these guys out there talking all this business. The word on the street is that black market cultivators got catfish somehow. What are they talking about? What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of a man named Big Jack.
He got catfished and it was so easy.
Who started a meme site?
They said
his IG blew up.
That you have been
and now he's
receiving
catfished.
and exchanging direct messages with some too hot for black market.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember.
young lady.
Yeah, this was a couple of weeks ago.
What is it? What's going on here?
So, I hardly remember because it was like the week before last show.
Bring in Mark. Mark will tell us. Can you open the door and yell for Mark? Hold on. Hey, what's your story over here, black market?
So yeah, a couple weeks ago, like a girl that's too hot to be talking to me hit up my black market cultivators account saying, I like your memes and you're handsome or something. So I was like, this has to be a troll or a catfish.
She watches them on the Grow Show.
Yeah.
She watches you on the Grow Show as well.
I'm thinking like they were trying to trap me into saying something so they could meme me.
Who was trying to trap you?
The troll.
Well, I heard you were actually exchanging information with this lady and asking for nudes and things.
No, I never asked.
He was sending her dick pics.
I never.
Right. Is Marcos coming here? We got to get the full story.
I called for him, but the guy who does the screening stuff is in there yapping it up with Dutch, and Mark's on the phone with callers. So Mark's doing the other guy's job.
Well, tell him to come here. I don't care. I
tried to. He's on the phone. He didn't even hear me.
Open the door and say, "Hey,
God damn it!
It's Javanki. Tell Javanki."
He's still on the phone.
Yeah, tell Javanki to go get the phone.
Hey,
we need
Javanki, go do your job and tell Mark that he's needed on the fucking radio right now.
You have to have one monkey get the other monkey and shit.
Yeah, the one time we need Mark on the show, he can't do it.
I really missed Jordy being here.
Someone get Monkey 2 to get in Monkey 3, please.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark! Get Javanki the phone. Heavy T needs you on the fucking mic.
Yeah.
We got to talk about him getting catfished. Bring him in here. Hit the music.
He's coming
Here we go.
right now. He's balling it up.
I do miss the window. Is he coming in?
Yeah, he's all pouting, got his lip out, like, hey, I couldn't get any candy. My grandma said
Come on in here real quick. Will, you're going to have to give up your mic real
no,
quick.
it's totally fine.
Put on your headset real quick, Mark. Marcos Poyos, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Yes, Marco Poyos.
Thank you, Mark, for coming in.
Marcos Poyos, he's saying that he knew he was getting catfished and that someone was trying to get his meme. But I heard from the guys in the back that he was exchanging politeness back and forth and asking for nudes and things. He was actually...
Oh, yeah, there were some nudes I seen.
What exactly happened?
There was no nudes.
Well, what happened? I can't get the full story out of him.
Well, he was trying to tell me that, this fucking fine-ass woman is texting him, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see.
Did you see pictures?
And this is where it all started, the pictures. Woo!
Okay.
Damn, they had some jugs. There was some nice...
So she's sending you pictures.
This whoever it was, so you've heard of Sour Waves, or not Sour Waves, Supreme Broker.
Right.
I thought they were trying to troll me into thinking that like some chick likes me. So the whole time I was talking to her or whoever it was, I was like,
what was she saying to him?
I was sending a meme saying, "This you got to be fake.
What was she saying?
You're
to
not
you?
a real person."
What was she saying to you?
To ask him.
Either one of you.
No,
someone's be truthful here.
That's the end of my story.
Give us some entertainment, boys.
I couldn't give you any entertainment. There's a lot of entertainment going on here.
What was being exchanged? What was she trying to trick you into disclosing?
No, I was just thinking like.
What was she? She said you're handsome. That's it.
Yeah, like they're trying to like trick me into thinking that some chick likes me. So then they'll be like, "Ha, we got you. This is Supreme Broker. You idiot. Now we're gonna meme you or something." That's
meme warfare.
Is this true, Mark?
That's what I thought it was the whole time.
He was telling me a lot more.
He knew right away.
Yeah,
he knew right away.
He knew right away. The whole time he was trying to be like, "What's up? I'll teach you how to do this. Teach you how to do that." And he was like, "Hey, I'll go to your house. We'll handle this. He'll give me a massage, and then your plants will grow even bushier."
And you got a massage today.
I think that's why his neck's so tense.
I slept wrong and my neck's all stiff today,
See,
so
it's all
I
coming
did
together.
get a massage today.
Yeah, it was your lady whooping your ass in your sleep.
They knew Big Jack has never been approached like this. Has your wife even talked to you this kindly before?
She's like, thank God he found someone too.
No, that's the thing. Nobody finds me attractive, so that's why I was so like, come on, this can't be real.
She was so real. Dude.
Nancy, can you give him a massage, please? By the way, our water cooler got a lot better looking since Nancy's been here. I keep looking at the water cooler.
There's a water cooler?
Oh, so you didn't meet up with her.
No.
You ceased all contact.
You didn't send her dick pics?
No.
So you just stopped talking to her, or did you actually?
Yeah, like I stopped talking to her. I tried to find her on last week's show to say we were going to bring her up today, but I couldn't find the DM.
She disappeared. All right, well, you guys are fucking fascinating. I really appreciate
Wow,
it.
dude. Can we just go back to talking about chin straps?
Can you stop yelling?
It's my
I know,
fucking
dude.
mic.
Fuck, man. No, it's you.
Dr. Boofman.
You did the same thing last.
Only thing.
You did the same thing last time I was here when you were sitting over here.
He's a boof man wizard. He's gonna grow up boof with his LED.
You don't talk about chin strap!
Not about the chin strap, fucker. Get it right. Say the magic words,
Let's
Batman.
go back to talking grow here. Calm yourself. Calmate. Tranquille.
Why is it everybody that sits at that spot always gets pissed at me?
I know, right?
That wasn't at you.
Well, that was awesome, Jack. I gotta admit that you are one fascinating,
Fuck yeah.
no neck. Big
That
Jack.
was a thrilling story.
You'll have 2 million followers by tomorrow.
I heard that you actually said, I really appreciate it, yada, 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 but I'm married, so I can't continue this.
Yeah, I said something like that to her too.
So if you thought you were trying to get pinned down, why would you even say that?
No, she was saying like, "Oh, you're attractive. I saw you on the show," and I was like, "Well, you know, I'm married. You've seen the memes." Like, I just told her I was married.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Let's go to Texas. Justin in Texas, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, bro. You tell me. What's
I
your
was
question?
wondering what the best pH level for Purpinator is for uptake.
Best pH level. As far as things go, you're not really going to want to change from your normal pH. Probably still a 6.5 around there. Just general pH levels. You don't need to do anything special for it.
Okay.
All right, man.
Boom.
There you go. Knocking it
Sorry,
out.
quick and simple. Sorry.
Hey,
I didn't have
works.
much to say on
That
it.
works. It's compatible with all common pHs.
And it helps provide the primary and secondary nutrients needed for a wonderful flower and fruit set. And that's why you have the pH. I mean, pH for nutrient uptake is why you look at it. And not all plants want the exact same pH. You know what I'm saying? There are some that like more acidic. There's some that like more alkaline. Our favorite plants tend to be slightly acidic, not too acidic, and still below neutral though. Keep rolling with your same pH. I'm gonna send you the Purpinator. Add it to your mix. See what's good. Give me a call back in a few weeks because you will see the results almost instantaneously. And when you do, you give me a call. Let me know what's good with it. I'm also going to send you some swag from our friends at Left Coast Wholesale, Purpinator pin, and some other stuff I got. Thanks.
Hey, I appreciate it. I just want to give y'all a heads up. The feedback on this phone is bad.
All right, that's
that's your phone play. I got all sophisticated shit over here.
Well, these lines haven't worked in fucking 2 months. They're finally working, and Saint's got his bad feedback all of a sudden. 562-653-0707. All the
sounds great on this side.
I mean, you guys are tripping.
That's clean.
Oh, God. Oh, I love my life just as much as Jack loves his wife.